All right. Thanks for tuning in to concealcarry.com channel. This is Tyler with Synergy Training Group, and today we're going to go grocery shopping. I got my lovely bride behind the camera there. We're going to hit up the gas station as well as a grocery store, and I'm going to give you some tips, tricks, things that I do as a safety and defensive-minded citizen to make sure that I'm checking all the boxes, if you will, making sure I'm not getting myself into a bad situation that I could otherwise just completely avoid, and some things that I do in consideration if things turn bad in a less than ideal situation. So stay tuned. Let's go down the road. All right, so gas station considerations. First thing I want to do is just assess the situation. Or is there any sort of panic of anyone around? No, yay, check. What about parking spots? I really don't like getting boxed in, but at the same time, I don't want to be the butthead that blocks a gas pump unnecessarily. I don't really care for restricting myself to only one exit option. If you notice, we have 1, 2, and 3 exit options here. So let's park in such a way that I'm pretty close to an exit. Now, I could take the time to back in and all that jazz. I could, but I'm not going to today. The wife just needs something to drink, so we're just going to stop here real quick. Now, if you notice, I just went to the back end of a gas station. This is less than ideal in this case here. You're kind of in a bad way if you get out where nobody can see you. There's no cameras, things of that nature. So on a security aspect, maybe not so great, but you do get a chance to make sure to see around the building, make sure there's no one hiding or anything like that. We are in broad daylight. It's Sunday afternoon in a suburban town of like no crime. So it's not so bad. I would prefer to be closer to the front door in front of a camera as well, especially if I was leaving the vehicle. Think of a break-in. You want video proof and things of that nature. But as we are sitting here, it's not terrible. Actually, the spot I originally wanted just opened up, so we're going to move over and I'll explain why. I'm going to move closer to the front door. I'm not going to park in the middle where someone can go and be the other side of me. Sometimes I'll even be kind of a butthead and take up a little bit of both lanes. But I like making sure I have at least one side where a vehicle can't get next to me, especially my driver's side. Door can't get pushed in on me or anything like that. There's no way someone can run up on me, or a vehicle at least run up on me, and ill intention type of thing. I can see the front door now. I'm within camera footage. So that's exactly how I roll into a gas station. I'll get out, lock my door, handle my business. When I come back, I make sure that the vehicle isn't blocked in any type of way. Again, I'm reassessing the people that are around me, looking for any sort of uncertainty, frightenedness, panic, disturbance of any kind. And once I feel it's all good, I just make my way back to my vehicle and get going. So a little bit of gas station etiquette here. If you're at a gas pump, again, try not to get at a pump where you can be blocked in. Lots of muggings and bad things happen at gas stations. This is one of those places where you got to keep your head on a swivel. As far as pumping your gas, if you have a vehicle with the gas pump on the passenger side, which is the dumbest thing on vehicles, I don't understand it, you're going to have to be even more careful. Lock your doors when you get out and go around. There's been plenty of videos of people breaking into the vehicle and snatching up stuff and trying and stealing it and all that. It's just not ideal for your gas door to be on the passenger side, but it is what it is. You can't change that. But keep all those things in mind. Watch the people, watch their body language. If you pay enough attention to people, they'll tell you about the environment. All right, so she's going to go do her thing, and then we're going to go to the grocery store, and we're going to talk more about that. All right, so we're coming up to Kroger, which is like the South's, market, grocery store. I'm not a big fan of Walmart, just because I'm not a big fan of them, and typically the people that go there here, I just don't feel like being around. So this is, to me, a little bit safer avenue for grocery shopping. When given the chance, I like coming in the back of the parking lot. If you look that way, you'll notice there is everything. I did not come into this parking lot at the front. Why? I came in from the back so that I can see everything and how people are responding to the environment. I see there's no panic, there's no frightened people, anything like that going on. So I'm like, okay, cool. That gives me the go ahead to proceed. If I see something going on, I'm in the back of the parking lot. I can back up and leave out of one of those exits. I don't have to be stuck in the middle of up front where all the commotion and stuff would likely be. I do like parking in an area that is close to getting out relatively easy. Again, big fan of making sure I'm parking in a spot where I don't have a car on both sides. So I'm going to pull in right here. You're going to have nothing on my right on the passenger side and one vehicle on my left with a pretty good gap there. That allows me to get full range of motion in my doors when I get in and out, load groceries, things of that nature. I just be a little forethought. I'm directly in front of one of the two main entrances to the building. There's going to be, I'm within camera range. If I get too far that way, I'm out of the camera range. And this right here, even though it says it's monitored by camera surveillance, I don't see any cameras on this pole. It's just a light pole. So, here's a good tip for you. Yes, always park under lamps and lights because you want to be in a well-lit area, especially in the evening time during the winter solstice because it gets dark at like 5. But remember, not all of these poles have cameras on them, so don't expect it to also be some sort of surveillance for you. Keep in mind where your cameras are, your angles, well-lit areas, things of that nature. All right, let's get out and go shopping. All right, before we go in, let's talk about parking spaces right quick. Now, again, it's Sunday afternoon. It's not the biggest threat in the world. I'm not under some sort of duress, bad area, anything like that. So parking right here, while it isn't perfect, it is totally acceptable for now. I definitely don't want to be in the bulk of that, right? I am on the outskirts. In my personal opinion, the very perfect spot is this white SUV right here. You can't get beside it except for on one side, and I could back in and have an easy escape either way. That's the perfect spot, but it's not available. And now I say that's perfect. You're still within camera range. There's a tree blocking some of the camera angle. Just looking around, see all the different angles. Yeah, I would still consider that to be my ideal spot. Maybe that one right there if I could back in, but both of them are taken. So this is where I ended up. Still on the outskirts, still safe enough for today's purposes. Of course, walking in, we're still watching everything. There's a gas station right there, looking at those people and all that jazz, making sure people coming in and out aren't all weird or nothing. If I want to grab a buggy, if I have a kid, I'll put figure out if I want to put the kid in the buggy or next to it, but I like to keep that buggy as a spatial deterrent, I guess, if you will. Like someone wants to come up, I can make space with it. And yes, we're in the South, we call them buggies, not shopping carts. It is what it is. All right, let's go in. We're going to gather some things off camera, and then as soon as I check out, I got some more tips and tricks for you, so stay tuned. All right, so obviously don't get run over coming out. That's the number one. Number two, try not to be a man or, ego driven or whatever and try to hold everything and go to your truck or car with a bunch of stuff in your hands. Keep the buggy. You can make space with it. Also, if you have a purse for women, hook it with the little child thing. If you're not using the child thing, that keeps purse snatches from being so easy. They might still snatch it, but they'll have to take the whole buggy with them. Go put all your stuff up. Make sure everything's good. If you're in a less than ideal situation, you need a buggy out, you can leave your buggy. If not, be a decent human being. Go put your buggy up. And that's pretty much it. From this point, like I said, load your stuff up. Go put your buggy up if you got the opportunity. If you have kids and safety is concerned, obviously for those, figure out a decent place to put your buggy. Otherwise, put that up and just keep your head on a swivel. It's really that simple. Don't overthink it. Try not to go grocery shopping at stupid hours at night, late at night, but I understand life happens and you just have to. If you're going to well-lit areas, make sure you're in view of the cameras, know where the cameras are. Enter and exit smartly, watching the people, the environment. The people are going to tell you everything you need to know, whether or not it's safe to go in. So thanks for tuning in to our little shopping day. Thanks for my beautiful bride being behind the camera. If you'd like to know more, just hit up that concealedcarry.com website or synergyshooting.com website. Thanks, y'all.